Survivor Series this year, next month in November, will be centered around one man who just so happens to be the company is commemorating his 30th anniversary with WWE. That is one Undertaker. Yep. Undertaker, one of the most respected and most revered superstars of this, the last and any generation period, is being commemorated with making an appearance at next month's Survivor Series event. Like I said, it'll be tailor-made and commemorated in his honor as he debuted 30 years ago. I doubt it's to the day, if I'm not mistaken, but either or, this is 30 years on from the Survivor Series where he debuted in 1990. And speaking of Taker, Taker has been seen a lot as of late promoting content for WWE, appearing on their commercials, promoting their stuff, especially most recently, I believe it was towards that new WWE Battlegrounds video game. And so to ask you guys this question, do you all feel that The Undertaker can do any more wrong at this point in his career moving forward?
Yes.
No, because well, see, according to you guys,
You just called him a cockroach 2 seconds ago.
listen,
No,
look,
we can't do it.
look,
Right before I hit
look,
record,
woman,
right?
Do you
look,
know what
woman.
a cockroach
Okay,
looks like?
okay, look, I am not done yet. Okay, I acknowledge the fact that in our meeting, we, alluded to Undertaker's career as being a cockroach, one that you can't possibly stamp out without it fucking resurrecting back. But he's a dead man. Okay, all right. So you figure it's gonna
He's a
be hard
dead
to kill
roach. Do you know how
somebody
gross that is?
that's already dead. Okay,
Yeah, nah.
that's it. See, here's the thing, man. For 30 years, this man has been booked as a dead man. And then when he doesn't die, right? What do? You complain, you bitch, you moan. What do you want? Huh? Huh? Company's booking him right. He's a dead man walking, literally. His career isn't over because, quite frankly, he himself has said it was over, but it wasn't. It isn't. Not by any stretch. Okay. Unless they put him in the Hall of Fame, then that's a different story. But back to the main point. The main point is this: Taker doing anything remotely outside of the wrestling ring, I don't think will tarnish his legacy or either or contribute to it in any way, shape or form. Um, this man has literally done everything there is to do. Whether he's messed up, whether he's been the face of the company once, he's done it all of it. So no, there's nothing that he can do outside of the ring, that will contribute or tarnish his legacy. I think them, censoring Survivor Series, which is their big four pay-per-view. This isn't something that we could just sneeze at and just let it fall by the wayside. He is Survivor Series. There's no other superstar that is more synonymous with Survivor Series than the Undertaker. So the fact that you're tailoring it around him, I think it's pretty I mean, it's not crazy, right? Like this isn't something that we all sit here and say, oh shit, I'm shocked, I'm surprised. No, because he is Survivor Series. There are some stars that are just synonymous with a certain show. The Rock is synonymous with SmackDown. If SmackDown is undergoing a huge change, he'll be on the show. Mr. WrestleMania himself, Shawn Michaels. Have you ever seen a WrestleMania without Shawn Michaels in recent memory? I haven't. So the point is, Taker, Survivor Series, great for business, in my opinion, in my book. There's really nothing that he can, say or do that'll tarnish his wrestling legacy, period. End of story. Let's move on.
No, anyway, Abba, you want to go?
Uh, I have a little bit to add, but just to go back to your point there, Kenny. The fact, how do I say this? I feel that the Undertaker. This first and foremost, this is a good idea a smart idea on the part of WWE to promote Survivor Series as like the start of the Undertaker character and the gimmick that cemented Mark Calloway as one of the best stars that WWE's ever had, possibly the biggest star they've ever had. And it's really smart for them, and especially to have especially more so the fact that they're not promoting Undertaker to compete at Survivor Series next month. Nobody wants to see Taker wrestle anymore at this stage in his career. That's way past us at this point. And the fact that they're promoting him as to make an appearance and to cut a promo, I guess, because that's pretty much what it leads to. And side note, honestly, I do think that I'd be shocked if they don't do in that in-ring segment with Taker coming out for Survivor Series, that he'll cut a promo, some bum will interrupt him. It'll probably be Elias. He sings his tunes, plays his guitar, whatever, and then Taker beats the crap out of him. They have a 10-second impromptu match, and commemorating the honor of that is the Undertaker. So that's exactly what I expect. I would be shocked if we get anything less than that. And yeah, I'm okay with WWE doing this. I think it's very smart on their part. And to go back to the question itself, I feel that at this point the Undertaker can't do much more wrong at this point in his career, because he is going to be, at least I hope so, limited to just promoting content for them.
Well, I view it differently in a way, because I don't have a problem about them doing Survivor Series. To be honest with you, I could care less. But I'm more talking about the persona of the Undertaker, right? The more I see him do WWE Network specials, the more I see him do commercials like what you said, Abba, the latest video game, WWE Battlegrounds. The more he's become more social on social media. I'm to some degree, the fans might view him differently now, which I think is a blessing in disguise, because it's finally he's taking a break. He's leaving the company, he's becoming his own man, life after WWE, right? But I think in terms of the character of the Undertaker, people might view it differently, not to question the wrestling accolades, because we already know what he's done, right? But I'm talking about just the standalone character. So for example, Stone Cold Steve Austin. No matter where he goes, no matter what he promotes, he always carries the badass persona of Stone Cold Steve Austin wherever he goes, right? I can't say the same thing about The Undertaker. Whenever I see with The Undertaker, this past one about WWE Battlegrounds video game, I saw a side of Taker I didn't even see. Aside from the network special that he did with, what was that network special he did by himself? What was that shit called?
Last Ride.
The Last Ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, The Last Ride, right? No matter, when I look at Stone Cold Steve Austin, I view him as the ultimate badass he's always been since day one, since the Attitude Era. No matter commercial, no matter the video game, no matter the network special, no matter the return he comes to WWE, I always view him as Stone Cold Steve Austin. But if I see Undertaker, I might as well view him possibly differently due to persona that he's not be having consistently.
Well, Ricardo, the issue I have with what you said there about comparing Austin and Taker's personas, so to speak, is the fact that unlike Austin, Taker has a gimmick that isn't translatable and really doesn't apply much to outside business ventures besides WWE. You're not going to see Taker play this dead man gimmick and persona to its fullest extent or anywhere near it, really, at your average podcast that he does. Austin, unlike that, he can bring that persona. It's a relatable persona. No fucks given. Don't take any shit from anybody. He is the relatable badass. That's what he is at the end of the day.
Yep.
And so it really it doesn't translate well compared. It does translate extremely well when he's outside playing the wrestling character, unlike Taker.
I just want to say this is my point of view on this whole thing. I personally feel like with Undertaker, it's what I said the last time. No one cares anymore. I don't. Honestly, this dead man walking, he doesn't look like a dead man walking. He looks like a cripple walking, and it's sad. He doesn't put on good matches. And it's not like a Zach Galloway interesting kind of cripple match. It's a freaking old man that doesn't bring interest into it. Like, he says he's still interested in wrestling, but I just don't see it anymore. And it's boring. It doesn't look great. It's kind of, you feel more like you do it for pity. It's kind of like okay, it's like, okay, this is what it's like. It's like trying to go see, like, it's when you go to Las Vegas for an Elvis experience, but you don't get Elvis, you just get the knockoff Elvis singing drunk in your ear. That's what it's like.
First of all,
Undertaker nowadays.
First of all, I'm not just gonna sit here and let you disrespect the dead man like that. Pause. Okay.
I mean,
you mean to tell me that this man is the knockoff version of what he used to be?
Yes, he's not anywhere near the person he used to be. He even said that. He tried.
What?
But
what you want?
He's not
what
even
you
there.
want? A cookie for your findings? Huh?
I'm just saying that's a relatable analogy.
Look, it is. It's great. It's fantastic.
I'm
If
just
we're
saying
talking
that
about
that
the
is what I see it
confines of
as.
the rest, look. Get the Undertaker away from the wrestling ring as far as possible.
And what can he do? The dead man doesn't
if-
talk, and then the American Badass is like his worst gimmick.
Exactly, but that's the thing. Well, first of all, you're not
American
going to
Badass was
sit here
fire.
and disrespect the American Badass.
The American Badass was fire.
Right?
No, you're
So first
hold
of all,
time out, okay?
First of all, calm down.
Yeah, but
okay?
the American Badass now just looks like an old man that just wants to be cool and down riding his motorcycle.
No.
He
No,
It was never
wait.
about
The
that.
American
okay?
Badass that we saw about AJ Styles was pretty fire. I personally
right.
liked it.
Yes, with tons of editing, a shitload of editing. Now, if you were to take away that editing, can
it
you
made
imagine?
him look great. It
And
made
I'll
him look
take it.
vibrant.
Unedited
It made him
reel.
look
It
young.
worked.
Okay. All right.
The
It
unedited
worked.
reel, I
Okay.
said.
It was a cinematic match. Okay. But look.
Hmm.
With all of this, right? I just have to say, if he ain't fighting in the ring, if you got him doing promos, not as the dead man, but as the American Badass, or as a freaking, Levi
But
wearing
promos for what?
58-year-old guy, right?
Promos for what?
Listen, I don't
What do
care
you need
what
to
it
be
is.
cutting promos for?
Okay, it doesn't.
I agree with that.
Listen, Stone Cold. First of all, Stone Cold comes back, cuts promos. Okay, all right, that's fine. That's fine with everybody.
Yeah, because
right?
Stone Cold Steve Austin knew when to bow out and when to return.
Yes. So
and
he's
he
not
still
so.
didn't even return fully. Like, Undertaker just keeps on returning full time.
Okay, so listen. If you're bored of him, that's one thing, but to say that he's
A played out Elvis, that is exactly what it is. And you know
Yo.
why I'm bored of him? It's because he doesn't give the same performance he used to. He doesn't give the same je ne sais quoi.
He will not.
that
He
he
will
needs
never
to.
give the same performance. You are not as listen. You are
Exactly.
only as
So
good as your last performance.
So why?
Okay?
So
All right?
why?
He's not performing though. He's not performing though. That's the thing. He's not performing at the level he used to. If he was in the ring, that's another.
That
That's
should
another
show
thing.
you should just retire.
Well,
Hang
the
it
thing
up.
is,
He did.
Well,
It's okay.
He did.
no, he didn't. No, he didn't.
First of all, he gave a goodbye. Okay.
The
He
dead
says,
man
"This is
walking
it."
gimmick only works
This
when you're
is
kind
it.
of vitalized, not when you need to sit down every 2 seconds after throwing a punch in the ring.
Y'all come back to me when Taker decides to get back in the ring. Until then, I don't want to hear nothing. Okay.
Until
The
then,
dead man deserves
he's just
to have
slowly
his
he's just
pay-per-view.
making his
pay-per-view.
dead
The
man
pay-per-view.
career just dead.
First of all, his crown jewel is Survivor Series. Okay. They're tailoring it around him. Okay. I don't see what the problem is unless he's in the ring. So from a money standpoint, from getting fans to see it makes sense. Okay. Whether or not you want to see it or not, it makes sense. That's where I'm coming from.
Honestly, in every single match he's done in the past few years, I swear I've seen a moment where he's just like, "Ow, my back!" Like
See,
it's like he'll
see,
like he'll do a suplex and then he'll like
you're not.
hold his
You
back.
see,
And you know what?
see.
I can empathize
You
always
see,
with it
okay,
because
wait,
I'm
hold
like,
You're
on.
me
not
too.
wrong. She's not wrong. She's not wrong. But
I was like, hashtag
but
me too. I have a
you're
back
not
injury and
wrong.
I completely understand after every lift. Like
You're not
your
wrong.
body just doesn't function the same. You
You're
just
right.
can't do the same things. And
You're damn right. You
And
can't
that's on
just
him
do the
because he didn't
same thing.
keep himself in
But
shape.
guess what?
and that's on him if he
guess what
ruins
though?
his
It is
career
on
too.
him.
'Cause
Yeah.
But guess what though? You're talking again about his wrestling ability. I cannot
okay,
argue
what
with you there.
what promo
Okay.
have you heard that he's cut that you're like, damn, this is the best talk. This is like the best talker I've heard.
Easy. The one he cut with AJ Styles as the American Badass before
Yeah,
they
yeah.
had their match.
He
That was
got
fire.
That was
Okay.
fire.
Great.
Ain't gonna, that was dope.
So
I
don't
mean,
tell
but
me
aside from
nothing.
that, but when
Okay.
before that, like when before that, like,
Right. Okay.
and I
Listen,
felt like AJ mainly carried
look,
that feud.
look. If you're talking,
I wouldn't say
right?
that.
Look. If you're talking
Yeah.
about what match of the Undertaker you were actually hyped to see because you weren't
We're
invested
not talking about
in what
pay
he
rates, we're talking about
says.
just promos.
No, because the promo contributes to the match. Does it not?
So what is he cutting promos for if there's no match?
He's cutting promos because he's the Undertaker.
What is that
Okay,
phone?
okay.
What is that phone?
Let me ask you
What
this.
is that
Let me ask
phone
you this. Let me
commercial
ask you
that
this.
Charlotte Flair be cutting
Hold up.
commercials for?
Let me ask you this.
What is
then.
that
Let me
phone?
ask you
Boost
this. then.
Mobile? What is
Hold
he
up,
doing
time out.
that for?
Time
Is
out,
he cutting
time
a
out.
Boost Mobile
Let me ask you
commercial?
this then. Let me ask you this then. Let me ask you this, man.
Is
Okay.
is
And I
that
don't want
what-
to hear. And I don't want to hear Stone Cold. A step away. No, I don't want it because that has nothing to do with anything.
I'm just
Okay.
asking, what is he cutting?
Stone Cold.
What is
Hold
he
up.
cutting
Hold
a
up.
promo for? Boost Mobile?
Stone Cold, or Rock,
Is he supposed to convince me
or
to buy a Boost
Cena,
Mobile phone?
or anyone comes back, or Edge comes back. You
I'm
don't want to hear them
asking you,
talk?
is he supposed to convince me to buy
Wait,
a
wait,
Boost
hold on, Tara. Hold
Mobile?
on. Kenny, what's your question?
I'm talking about legends. If any legend comes back, you don't want to hear him, what he has to say?
No, I don't care what Undertaker has to say. I literally saw him 2 days ago.
When?
I'm
Where?
just saying he is very much involved in the WWE.
Yes, he is.
You not hearing from him is like a sabbatical,
Shawn
like
Michaels,
he's on vacation.
bro. Shawn Michaels comes out, or
Charlotte
Triple H.
Flair
We see
has
them every
been
day.
away
We see them
longer
every.
than
Hold
Undertaker
on, time out. Okay, you got it.
on vacation.
Triple H comes out. Shawn Michaels comes out.
Because Triple
You don't
H
want to
can
hear them
actually
talk.
talk on the mic.
Oh, I get it. So that's what this is. Okay, so you don't think Taker can talk on the mic?
No, his whole gimmick has been him
Right,
shut
exactly.
the fuck up.
See, and that's the
Oh,
thing.
I get it.
You've thought. See. The dead man gives you nothing, literally, promo wise, because he's just one trick minded, right? He's stoic. The guy does not move. He doesn't go up. No, he's stoic. He's an equilibrium that is so fucking flat, right? It's the flattest shit that you'll ever see in terms of promo work. But the American Badass is a different story.
But that's not what
It's a
the
different
Undertaker
story
is.
entirely.
The Undertaker is literally the dead man.
The
walking.
Undertaker is who the Undertaker wants to be. Period. Ain't nobody
don't-
telling that man what to do. So, okay, hold up. Before you destroy, right, what's left of this man, I will ask
The
that
fat
you
Elvis.
keep, hold up, that you keep,
Damn, that's harsh.
Wow.
hold up.
That's what he is.
I will ask that you keep an open mind, just for his appearance alone, just to see what it is. If it's as bad as you say it's going to be, then I will come on this show and I will admit that I am wrong, that you are the queen, and that you deserve every criticism, right? That you throw Taker's way. Okay.
It doesn't matter. It's just washed up. It's like no one cares.
Right, but
That's
if he's
literally
coming
what it
back as a
is.
dead man, you're right. But he's not clearly that guy anymore.
His
So,
career
bro,
is just
are you
washed.
assuming if or when he returns to Survivor Series, you think it might be the American Badass? Yes or no?
It has to be. That's the lasting impression he leaves. he's transitioning. He's not the same Taker we know anymore. This Taker,
Right.
you just admitted it, Ricardo. You haven't seen him before. You don't recognize this man. We
I
all
don't.
don't because we've never seen him like this. At least in what?
Ever.
Yeah, because he
Ever.
has so many liver spots. Then he has so many injuries.
Right.
Like,
No,
he's-
but see, the
he's
man you're
just-
criticizing. See, here's the thing. Here's my problem with the biggest problem about what you say, Tara. The man that you're criticizing right now, you don't even know. You don't even know.
Yes, I do. He did a
He's
freaking
not-
documentary
no,
literally a
no,
few
no,
months
no.
ago.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing. It's
I'm
one
done.
thing. It's one thing.
I gave
It's
enough
one
to the
thing.
I gave enough
It's
to the
one thing
company.
to sit there and say you're
And then
done and you've
right
given enough to the
back,
company.
he is right back.
Right?
But I can never give too much.
It's one thing. It's one thing to sit there and interview. It's another thing to do it in front of
To be
fucking
Vince's bitch.
thousands of people. Okay, call him whatever the fuck you want to call him. Okay, he is Survivor Series, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, because he's trying to survive right now. His career
Wow.
is like literally going down
Hey,
the toilet.
wow.
Can you blame
Go
a
ahead,
brother for
Albo.
trying?
go, Alba.
Let's go. Let's
bro.
roll.
Jeez, man, Tara just holding no punches right now for Undertaker. What
It's
is
all
going
right.
on?
It's all right. Yo, hit me up when when you're wrong. Okay?
I
All right,
am
I'll wait.
Be wrong
I'll
about
wait.
this.
I'll
Have
The
wait.
deciding date. The
Heavy-
deciding date
for
will
this
be
man
at Survivor
to
Series.
survive,
Yep.
he needs heavy editing.
Look.
Heavy
the
editing.
deciding based
You
on
know
this.
how
we're
many times they probably have to like cut and then like have him redo lines?
No. Okay, hold on. Whoa. Taker is not that trash in the mic. Okay, he doesn't need. He needs to do
The hell
reruns.
are you
You're
talking about?
bugging.
For
You are
editing
bugging.
purposes, yes.
Well, hold up.
Wait.
When he does live promo, right, as the dead man, he's never had to take 2, 3, 4,
He
5
literally
takes.
that's
It's
because he
live.
literally just mumbles words, like 2 words, maybe 3. It's
Wow.
like the biggest thing. Like
I would
his
never
whole-
say that about Taker.
His,
You're
his
tripping.
whole,
What is going
his
on?
whole
You
entire
are
gimmick for the
bugging.
past
Tara, what
few
is going
years
on here?
has literally been him mumbling
You
maybe
are-
like 1 or
you
2
are-
lines.
Wow.
Like
you are
even
so
when he like
disrespectful.
rescinded
That is
to like
so
Roman,
harsh.
he literally
Yeah.
came out to say 5 words. This is your yard now.
I can't believe this. I can't.
Wow. Okay,
You are
wait.
so
Time out.
disrespectful.
Wait. Kenny, wait.
You are so
Sarah, let me ask you a question. You remember?
And then he left, and then he dropped Mike and left.
Wait. Time out. Remember that promo? Remember the round of Survivor Series time when it was Team Raw versus Team SmackDown, and at the time when AJ was WWE champion and shit like that? Did the Undertaker need lines for that? Did he need takes for that? That was one of the best segments he's ever done in the modern day era with that team.
Yep. He said,
you
it.
talking
You
about?
remember what he
digging
said?
holes.
You remember what he said about Shane? How he gave credit to Shane, put it right at him, and give him credit where credit is due. The same year they fought each other at Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania.
Mhm.
Okay, but that's when he really, 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 really tries.
No,
Like
what?
he
Wow.
really tries.
No.
But
Alright,
like
alright.
he's
So-
I feel
so-
like
so-
he's literally there and he goes through the motions. It's like that you know, everyone has this at their job. An old person that's just comfortable in their role and they just do whatever, you know, because you know the company owes it to them.
So
That's what he
Bob,
is.
based on what you're
It's a
saying,
lot,
based
but
on what you're saying, he can't talk anymore.
he's just at retirement age, you know? It's just
Oh
that
my lord.
he's at retirement
look,
age. He's
I
going
admit
to
it.
be doing whatever
Look,
the
I
fuck he
admit it.
wants.
Wait,
If he
look,
wants to
I
be a
admit
part
it,
of
I
it,
don't
he'll be a
recognize
part of it. If
Taker.
he doesn't,
Look,
then that's okay.
wait,
He's been with
time
the
out,
company
time
for 80 years.
Wait, Tara, time out. I admit it on this podcast that I don't recognize this Taker right now, but I will never question him on the mic. Ever. Never, ever, ever. That nigga is one of the best
because-
talkers in the game from history.
No, I wouldn't say that. I feel like Undertaker, like he's good for nostalgia value, but he doesn't work now. It's like he's an old man.
Yo, I'm about to blow up. I'm about to
Yes.
I'm about to
Yeah,
blow
let's.
up, bro.
Yeah.
He's an old man.
All right,
He's
let's
an
shut
old
this.
man. Yeah,
All
let's
right,
move on.
let's shut this down before it
This is-
escalates
this
any
is-
further.
Oh man, you're just so
Respect
disrespectful.
your elders.
All right, let's move on before we escalate.
I am. I'm saying he needs to just leave and rest.
Do you talk with your mom?
Rest
Do you
at
talk to your
home.
mama like that? That is so disrespectful
He
to your
needs
elders.
to rest. He needs to rest at home and relax.
Oh my lord!
You know,
But
You
can't
may
talk
listen.
on the
Listen.
mic.
You may be right about that one, but you can't
fish.
say he
Go
can't talk on the
fishing,
mic.
or like,
That's
well,
where
what
you
do
lost
people
me,
do when
man.
they retire?
You're my
Slow
guy,
it
and I
down.
fucks
Talk
with you,
on the mic?
but you wrong on this one. You wrong on this one.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
yeah, Tara.
I'm with you. I disagree with you on that one. Oh
Yeah,
my
Tara.
god!
I'd have to disagree with you as well. With you on that as well. Like the thing
Saying
is,
At
like
least
the
in
thing,
terms of talking.
like,
Look.
horrible,
At least in
but
terms
I'm
of
saying
talking.
his
In
promos
terms of
aren't
talking.
like his promos aren't like something that makes me go like, oh my god, I need to
You're
tune
right.
in like
You're
right
You're
right.
right.
now.
Boom!
You're
Wait, Kate, I
right.
got her. I got her on
You're
this one.
right.
But you're right. Taker's old, but a 70-year-old Ric Flair is better than 80% of the roster that could talk on the mic. A
That's just a fact.
70-year-old
Because
Ric
it's Ric Flair. He's known for being one of the greatest talkers. Undertaker isn't.
He's not. Look, I'm saying, right?
So for
that
his
Taker,
whole career
hold up,
to transition from wrestling to just
hold up.
being a talker, I don't see that.
You're right. Taker is not one of the greatest talker of all time. He's not. I don't think he's top 10 even. But I'll tell you this
So then
much.
his whole career to
Hold
be
up.
that.
Hold up. I'll tell you this much. He's better at talking right now at this stage as an old man than he was ever in his career.
That's a fact.
Period.
That is a
Yeah,
fact.
after like
Period.
60 years, if you haven't learned
Right,
something,
exactly.
then I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
Right.
But
So
he is
to
still
me,
not the best talker.
no, he's not.
No, he's
Not by
No one's
any
saying that.
stretch.
Like
Not by any
like
stretch.
he knows. Okay, so this is what it is. It's still like his talking skills. It goes hand in hand if he was to still have a match. But if he's not having a match,
you're saying there's no like
there's no
need
point.
for him. Okay.
False, because we've seen him. Listen, we've seen him come on these shows that mean nothing, right? And talk about how he's still around and he's still gonna be, he still wants to perform at a high level at WrestleMania. We've seen him, address Team SmackDown when Team SmackDown had literally no hope of beating Team Raw.
Nothing.
Okay. All right. So like we've seen him on some instant, and you're right, for most of his career, his promos have been backed by matches, good or bad matches, but they've been backed by matches. This Taker that you're critiquing, we've never seen before. We don't even know him.
A lot of the like honestly, his whole gimmicks, even the American Badass, is based off him being some scary big guy. He's not scary.
But let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go. I can't believe what I'm hearing. The American Badass too?
Yeah,
Okay.
this is
If
really
you think about the American Badass, he's supposed to be a scary big guy. Like he's supposed to be the scary freaking motorcyclist.
all right.
and,
I
like,
see where Cody's
let's go.
saying. Sarah,
and, like,
Sarah,
I'm not going to go on a rant on this one.
Sarah,
We're
let's
going to talk more. We're going to talk more about the mic later. Abba, go ahead, bro.
yeah, let's just move on. Let's move on from this.
Blasphemous.
This is really getting out of hand. But welcome to episode 41 of the Wrestling Hypothesis podcast, here for your Sunday, October 25th, 2020. Hope everyone is doing well and enjoyed that interesting discussion. No small
Based
part
from
to
the
Tara
first
over there.
lady.
Yeah.
he's boring.
Yeah, you know who we are at this point. I'm the
Oh.
ABA, and joining me as always is Ricardo.
What up, niggas? Like, oh my God. I can't believe the blasphemous that you just heard. Whoever's listening to this, you cannot knock me for what I'm feeling right now. Oh my God. Don't you ever disrespect Taker like that.
I don't care for him anymore. That's what it is.
You don't care for him anymore, and you just throw him away like a piece of trash? Huh?
Yes, it's like
Exactly.
yes.
Yeah.
When you have things you don't care for, you let go of it. You don't hoard it.
No, you don't.
Oh my
But you
God.
release it peacefully into the wild or something.
Yes.
So
Yes.
disrespectful.
Anyways, with the introductions, King Kenny.
Yes, I have a heart today. Welcome.
Yeah, surprisingly too. And the first lady of the show, the lovely Tara. Well, I'm not sure lovely is the right way to describe
Right,
her
exactly.
anymore.
You should fix
Exactly.
that. You should fix
Oh
that.
my-
Hey, don't be
Is that
disrespectful.
Freddy Krueger?
Don't be
Oh my
disrespectful.
God.
Disrespectful.
What is
Don't
that?
do
Get
that.
that off the screen right now.
Don't
We're
do
doing
that.
now. We'll be doing that now.
Very
No.
beautiful people. I'm pretty sure you agree with me that no one cares. to see
The
this
beautiful
shit.
people don't agree with you on nothing. Okay, they don't agree with you on this.
Well, we'll see about that. We gotta put up a poll on our Instagram page about this. We gotta see. It's gonna
I
be very
definitely
interesting.
will do that.
Yeah, we'll get to that. So stay tuned for that. But as you guys know, this podcast is available to listen to on various different platforms out there, such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, Breaker, Radio Public, Google Podcasts, and our YouTube channel, our very own. Our apologize for not having extra up on the channel at all this week. None of us could find the time to sit and record an episode throughout the week, but hopefully we are able to do something regarding a new extra next week. So stay tuned for that, and be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you are listening via Apple Podcasts, please be sure to give us a star rating on there, as well as some feedback on what you think of our show. And if you haven't done so already, you can check out any of our older episodes over in the archives using any of the platforms I just mentioned earlier, as well as visiting our own website, anchor.fm/wrestling-hypothesis. Okay, let's talk about let's deviate away from something to something a little less controversial. Well, we'll see at least with this discussion of Eddie Kingston, who has as of late been focused heavily in the AEW World Title program against Jon Moxley when he was feuding with Lance Archer last month. It was the start of that. After that ended, Kingston is currently the #1 contender to the title, and they are playing off both his and Moxley's long history with each other, coming off the indies together, and about how Moxley abandoned his wrestling family to be a sports entertainer.
Wow, I didn't know
Yo,
that.
it is so funny. This feed is so interesting in so many ways. Just because there's a side of Moxley we've never seen before, and it has more to do about Moxley than it does about Eddie Kingston. And Eddie Kingston, this guy is just a savant on the mic, and I'm very impressed about the work he's done on AEW thus far. And he's so interesting that whenever he comes on the TV, you gotta listen to him. Like you have to, just stop whatever the fuck you're doing to just listen to what he has to say, because he's just that captivating. And I feel like that elevates Moxley to some degree, because there's a guy that walks the walk, that talks the talk, that acts like the man, right? But he clearly isn't the man, right? And he's elevating the guy that clearly is the man in Jon Moxley. So I find it very interesting. And to say that I don't, because the thing is this, guys, you got to remember, Eddie Kingston is not someone you picture as being in the main event picture. The guy is an incredible mid-card talent, but I just don't think long term he's the answer, at least at main event, for at least a couple of years, or maybe a couple of years, but not for the future. Certainly.
So basically, you're saying that he's not the perfect person for like a title change, so to speak. Would you say that?
Oh, of course, absolutely. Like,
Okay,
he's not gonna beat Moxley or anything, but I think in terms of temporarily elevating him to main event status, and letting him fight a guy like Jon Moxley, a guy that has history with Jon Moxley. I think it's a side that we've never seen before. Much like his fight with Brody Lee. Yeah, they came from the same place, but that wasn't different.
really factored into the whole storyline then.
Exactly. This feels different. The way Eddie Kingston carries himself, the way he says, "You ditched me to go to the land of sports entertainers." Like, it's not only a dig at John, but it's a dig at the WWE. He's and I like Moxley's retort to this, where he says, "You're gonna give me grief for providing for my family, for buying a house for my mother, for getting married, for meeting my wife over there, for having a fucking good life while you rot away in the indies." So it literally goes back to the dichotomy between a success story and not so much success story, but they're in the same place now. They're in the
That's
same
right.
place now. And now Eddie Kingston has fuel, has hatred in his heart, has fire in his heart to say, hey, listen, I didn't sell out, to go to the land of sports entertainer. I grinded and I still got to the same level as you. Now what? So
would
to
s-
me, to me,
okay.
to me, that is very, 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 very significant. And that's why this feud is so captivating. I
Okay.
can't keep my eyes off the TV when I watch this shit.
I
Mhm.
am glad that Kenny. I have to thank you, Kenny, for like summarizing everything that just happened because I appreciate that. I did not see AEW this week, but based on what I heard from you, my guy, it is shown to me. This is what gravitated towards me, Abba, Tara, and Kenny.
Mm-hmm.
That John Moxley right now this might be the number one feud that John Moxley is in a match with where he doesn't have to do all the work. That's based on what Kenny said, is what gravitated towards me. Eddie Kingston, yes, is a mid Carter. But Eddie Kingston is the first legitimate opponent where John Moxley doesn't have to carry someone's hand to make the match worth seeing. Right? Like you said, Abba, Brody Lee was good. But the thing is, Brody Lee was the exception. Brody Lee was the exception because technically, yes, Brody Lee and John Moxley came from the same background. They both went to WWE and obviously later on to AEW. So it's similar. So that's why the rivalry was like nonchalant because technically we saw it in WWE. But this one with Eddie Kingston and John Moxley, based on what Kenny said, they got history. They got beef. They practically grew up in the wrestling game together. But it's this basically the story is like this. You have one rich kid, you have one poor kid. The rich kid and John Moxley, they went to sports entertainment, got all the money, got all the fame, got all the accolades and shit like that. Well, you got Eddie Kingston, who grinded from the ground up as the poor kid that fought his way to get to the top, and now on the same level as John Moxley, in the same arena, in the same company as John Moxley, fighting for the AEW World Title.
Right. They're playing off the whole one took advantage of all of his opportunities and the other
While the
kind of just
other
stuck to
one
his guns.
grinded.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that storyline is very captivating to wrestling, and not only in wrestling, in life, right? And that's what makes the rivalry must see. Based on what Kenny said, more power to you, Kenny, because that summarized was like fire, good shit, bro. but like the way that it was laid out, and the way how is they're gonna fight next week or in a later on pay-per-view? Just to ask.
They're fighting in a few weeks. They're fighting in 2 weeks at Full Gear for the World
All
and
right,
an I
and
Quit match.
All right, I quit. Oh, yeah, that's even better. That's even better right there, because like it shows based on the I Quit match what John Mox is gonna bring differently. Because we already know what Eddie Kingston is gonna bring. It mostly revolves on John Mox to see what he's gonna bring differently to a guy that was literally on the same level as he started with.
Right. I felt like I felt like I do agree with your points there. And Eddie Kingston showed that in the ring he can carry his own, as he and Moxley did have a previous world title match on an episode of Dynamite last month, I think, where the story was that Moxley beat him by technicals by passing him out in a submission hold. And that's the story there that they're pursuing, that Kingston never tapped out, but he fainted and he passed out eventually.
Yeah.
So that's where that's coming from. And I do want to, going back to what Kenny said about his potential and his capabilities as a main event player, I don't think Eddie Kingston is the answer, the definitive answer to carry AEW into the future. We're talking 5-10 years from now. But I feel like he can be one of those veteran main eventers where
I would say this. He has a better shot getting into the main event than Orange Cassidy. I would say that. I would definitely say that.
See,
No question.
And it's simply because of attention.
Yes.
It goes back to what we said last week. It's very,
Are you
very
serious?
incredibly. Oh
Look at
my
this girl.
God!
Look at this woman. Are you serious?
Yes.
How you just keep going?
You
Tara,
just
bro.
you just lost
Tara,
everyone's train of thought.
Tara, no, she didn't lose my train of thought.
Okay,
I love you for this. I love you for this. That is the ultimate troll job right there.
definitely, definitely. Props are given.
But honestly, as I was saying, well, I didn't get to say anything, but I agree with everyone that's in there. I don't agree with Orange Cassidy not being a big, like, possibly being a main player, only because like I feel like we still have yet to see Orange Cassidy do his like actual thing. So I feel like there's still more to come. But I feel like Eddie Kingston is like, honestly, you gotta kind of give it to him. Like, let's be real, Moxley was like a mid-carder in WWE for so long, and
Yeah.
no one really expected him to be main event anything. Like, in all honesty, and like he's been doing, I feel like that's the same trajectory that Eddie Kingston can go on. Honestly, if anyone can build a story, it's AEW. If you can't be
Yes.
a star with an AEW storyline, then I don't know what to tell you. Like, you have it all like legit set up. No
I
excuses.
do, but I do feel like, going back to what you said, Ricardo, about, Eddie Kingston having a better shot of being a main eventer than Orange Cassidy. You guys have to understand why. Eddie Kingston is just that captivating. Like, he's just that legit
Right.
in terms of what he says, in terms of his delivery, in terms of the way we think of him, in terms of the way we know, oh shit, okay, listen, he actually has a puncher's chance of actually doing damage, of actually making us believe that he can win this match. Even though we all anticipate that Moxley isn't losing the title anytime soon, we all acknowledge, Eddie Kingston's dominance and say, okay, he's a serious competitor. He's not going to do any of this. I'll give you a thumbs up, or put his hands in his pockets or anything. No, he's going to take the champion seriously because, oh shit, this is my meal ticket to feed my family, to have a wife like Renee Young, to buy a house for my wife, or my mother. So that is literally what
It's a
he's
different
thinking in all of this.
story angle, because that's not really who Orange Cassidy's character is, and I feel like that's what
Exactly.
makes him interesting, is that there is going to be a lot. He's really come this far and become popular and stolen like really good like main event spots on like pay-per-views off of just like thumbs up and literally no promos.
Yeah, Pac, Jericho, Cody.
So can you imagine him like, I feel like, and the thing is like he said like in interviews that he's like Tony Khan just doesn't want him to like speak just yet. Like he wants him to kind of like have like a build up to like when he's actually cutting promos and shit. So I'm kind of actually really curious to see what this guy who
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Well, I gotta go, but I'll go to what Kenny said and to what you said, Terrence. So it makes our points based on what we said last week, right? But the one thing that Kenny said last week of what Orange Cassidy lacks now that Eddie Kingston has is the mentality. Eddie Kingston got the killer instinct to go after what he truly wants, right? But to your point, Tara, about Orange Cassidy, about Tony Khan like holding him back, that's a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. Because if they wait too long, it could possibly end him.
Yep. Timing is everything.
Timing is everything. I say that all the time. And timing is very, very important. If Tony Khan makes Orange Cassidy wait, you know what that shows? It shows that currently right now, AEW does not have the right opponent for Orange Cassidy to strive off so he can become a big star.
But let me stop you right there, Ricardo. Ricardo, because you bring up a very, very good point, and I want to actually build on that. Okay,
go ahead, man.
Not only do they not have the right opponent for him, right? I don't think think about it. If Tony Khan doesn't want him to go full out yet, right? Think about what that means. It might mean that he's not ready, right? Because of the level of talent that they have on the main. Like, think about who he has to go up against, and we're talking about the world title here. We're talking about Pac, Moxley, Kenny Omega, Page. I mean, guys that are legit. If Orange Cassidy's at 100% is not at least Page Omega level, he ain't cut out for this.
Exactly.
And
I've seen
that's
Brian
and
Cage went
that's
against Moxley, and he was not that great.
That's
Like,
different.
right, exactly. But listen,
but
listen.
I'm
That's
Guess what?
saying, like,
Guess what?
all right, but
But
I don't
Tara,
think, like,
guess where
I
Brian
personally,
Cage is right now, though. Guess where
but
he is right now. He's in the mid card.
but honestly, for me, I feel like Orange Cassidy does have something that, honestly, even in his previous match with Cody, I was like, he put on a really good match.
No,
Very
no,
good.
no. We get that. But the thing is, when are we gonna see the full length of Orange Cassidy? That's the question. It's like, yo, because they remember they did a test run with Chris Jericho. And to be honest with you, they prolonged that feud and it ended up not being as good as we thought. Right? So the question is, who are we gonna see? I mean, what's your point we're gonna see with Orange Cassidy to go full length? I think, to be honest with you, I think if I think of one person, just one person that could possibly do it, that to bring the full length of Orange Cassidy, in my opinion, I want to see your opinions as well. If you agree or disagree, I think it might be Cody Rhodes. If Cody Rhodes might become a heel, which I think I'd rather pick Cody Rhodes as a heel than a face, me personally, right? If Cody Rhodes is a heel with the
He was
TNT
a
title,
great heel.
Yeah, he was.
He's like
Me-
one of the greatest heels, actually.
I think Cody Rhodes is the one person that could possibly elevate Orange Cassidy. I honestly feel that way. I think he's the only person to do it, because with Chris Jericho, he's watered down, but I feel like they need that person who's like on this generation's level that could
Yeah, I feel
elevate
like
stars.
I feel like
And I
Chris
think Cody
Jericho
Rhodes
was
is the
a
guy.
little. It was a little too comical for
Exactly.
Orange Cassidy, and
Orange
I feel like
Cassidy.
Orange Cassidy kind of played into that role well, at least with his current gimmick. But
Yeah.
when you're talking about Kenny Omega, are you going to be able to put your hands in your pocket or do this?
No.
The
I mean,
answer is no.
Kenny Omega does have a comical side, and Tara knows what I'm saying here.
Yeah.
But he's the cleaner now.
Exactly.
He's the cleaner now.
No, but
Yeah,
he does.
it would have
One
swung
thing
by
that
if
I
it was like a year
about
ago
him
or a
is
few months
he's
ago.
very, like, the one thing that makes Kenny Omega, which is the greatest wrestler in the world, is that he's versatile. He doesn't really just stick
Yes,
to
I
one thing.
agree.
Like, he
That's
can
true.
like literally go into any role effortlessly. He's like a freaking chameleon. He can literally fit into any situation and make it great. And that's like the one thing that I have to give it to him. Like, that's why he's so easily able to work with anybody and make any storyline great or
That's
like
true.
marketable, because he knows how to dive into whatever match that they're trying to portray or storyline that they're trying to portray.
And the thing is, based on your point about being versatile, that's what Eddie Kingston's doing right now.
Mhm.
Eddie Kingston has just proven to us this past Wednesday on AEW.
Hey, he
that
didn't
could
prove
work-
to you or me, because neither of us watched it.
No. But
From what
hear me out.
from
No,
what
wait,
you
listen.
heard.
But
From
Yeah.
what I've heard, yes. I mean, I've seen like a few promos that he did.
from what I heard,
and he
Yeah.
is interesting. Like, I don't think like he's for sure. I don't think he's.
but the thing is like this. Like I said, I value the mic almost more than I value wrestling. If a person could hold his own on the mic, you could work with anybody. You could work with anybody in that
Right,
squared
and that's
circle.
where the versatility factor has to come in.
Exactly.
For that to
That's
work.
what Eddie Kingston has now that Orange Cassidy does not have now.
Well, we haven't seen Orange Cassidy's mic skills, so I don't know. I don't really think that's a really
But that's the
great
problem.
comparison.
But that's the problem is when we're gonna see that. When is that happening?
Let's in rounding out this this discussion, I would like to say that for a very long time, at least maybe for about 6 months, maybe longer, we have not seen the spot that Pac held in the main event spot been taken by anyone since the pandemic started. I feel like now Eddie Kingston is slowly taking over that role. Slowly.
I agree with that.
He's as good as anyone
right?
to take
Yes.
that spot.
Yeah.
So for me, at 38 years of age, it feels like he's just beginning, man. Seriously.
He's 38.
He's 38.
He's an
He's
old
in
man.
his prime.
He's an old man.
Oh yeah, no. If he doesn't go now, he's never gonna go.
True.
Exactly.
True. And that's why I think the veteran
He's like
main
Bobby
events
Roode.
role.
Oh my god.
Exactly, and that's where I think the veteran main event role is best suited for Eddie Kingston, because he doesn't need to necessarily. He can flirt with not well. He could do more than just flirt with the main event scene. He could be a legit main eventer. Have
He
a
could, bro. He
handful.
really could.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. He the way
Shit,
like Kenny was
Orange
mentioning earlier.
Cassidy's 36.
And the nigga
Actually-
looks 26.
I actually didn't know that. Wow.
Honestly, that's really surprising.
Yeah, same. I didn't really know that.
So Tara, wait, I got you, Alba. So just to end this, Tara, do you still think they should wait till Orange Cassidy since he's 36 years old? Or is
No,
it time to do it now?
No, I have another comment. Okay, no, they definitely should not wait on that. But I mean,
Yeah.
I honestly didn't think Tony Khan having him wait made sense anyway, because I mean, you're building a show right now. It's not like, you know, you need to kind of stay relevant with whatever you put out. It's not like, but the thing is, the reason why I hold out so much hope for Orange Cassidy is like, he's literally been he's like one of their top wrestlers, and he literally does nothing. Like
Right.
not does nothing, but like his whole gimmick
Effortlessly.
of, like being effortless. It's so
I would
good.
say he's one of the top entertainers, but I wouldn't say he's one of the top wrestlers. I wouldn't say that.
Characters, you
look
could
forward to
say.
an Orange Cassidy match.
Come again?
People look forward to an Orange Cassidy match.
No, but you said wrestlers. I could name like 10
All right,
wrestlers.
either or. You kind of get what she's saying. I don't think she
Yeah.
really means wrestlers like that, but as an overall character, I get it. But yeah, just to close it off with this part of the show, Eddie Kingston, he's been on a complete tear, and I am loving every minute of it. So hopefully we are going to get to see more of this heading into him and his and Moxley's I Quit match at Full Gear in a few weeks. So we'll see how that goes.
You look forward to that more than The Undertaker.
Oh Lord have mercy.
Moving on.
Moving
on.
on. Yes. You fucking
All right.
hater.
All right, still speaking on AEW, they are in the midst of their number one contenders tournament to crown a new number one contender to the AEW World Championship. This past week on Dynamite, in the first round, we had Wardlow advancing over Jungle Boy, Kenny Omega slowly transforming back into the cleaner gimmick that we've seen from him from New Japan, advancing over Sonny Kiss, nonchalantly beat him in seconds with the V-Trigger and the One-Winged Angel. And guys, if you caught the end of that match, his expression when he pinned Sonny Kiss was top notch. Just shrugged it off. It was great. Hangman Page over Colt Cabana, and Phoenix beat Pentagon in a great match. I urge everybody who has missed that match to check it out from this past week's Dynamite episode.
I will do so right after this podcast.
Awesome. So in the semifinals next week, it will be Hangman Page against Wardlow and Kenny Omega against Rey Fenix. Matches I am very much looking forward to.
Since Richard is not here, I take the liberty of mentioning that Rey Fenix got injured in that match. And it's
crap.
Pentagon that's going to be facing Kenny Omega. And I am so livid that we're getting Pentagon versus Omega, even though Pentagon versus Omega is still a very good match.
Definitely, yeah.
It's not Mr. Phoenix versus Omega, which I was looking forward to seeing next week on the show. So I am very, very disappointed in that. But needless to say, ladies and gentlemen, this tournament will be a clean sweep for none other than Kenny the Cleaner Omega. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. How many years has it been since we've seen this guy in this role? As a tag team, you know, he's been on record saying he wanted to start a tag team because he doesn't want to bury the whole, division, or the heavyweight division, or the world title, division. He doesn't want to bury him. Okay. And I think we all know that Kenny Omega could have easily been the AEW World Champion. He could have very well been the first one.
Easy.
I think we all easily. Okay.
I'm glad though. I will say I am glad that they decided against doing that, because honestly, even Omega said it himself. Like he would have been turned on like from day one if they'd have done something like that. He would have been. They would have probably shoved him down our throats because it's great to have someone like Jericho as the first champion.
Yeah,
They were
that's
smart
true.
for doing that.
That's true. And
They would have shoved it down the throats, but let's be real. Kenny Omega is not. He's just an impossible standard to beat.
That's also a
There
factor.
is just not going to be someone as great as this man touching your title.
And that's where I was gonna go with this. Is that who the hell is going to complain if Kenny Omega is your world title holder? Who?
Not me.
He literally is the best wrestler in the world. It makes sense.
Like I know the rankings came out of the best 100 but we all know that's bullshit. Okay, the Swiss Army knife is the best wrestler in the world currently today. Okay, so from my standpoint, this is a long time coming. It's a long time. I'm like we all needed to see this, and I'm finally glad we finally got the cleaner. It's about damn time. I've been waiting for this for a long time. And listen, I'm not a huge New Japan Pro Wrestling watcher. So from what I can, but from what I've heard overseas, he's done a great job there. But seeing him here in the States, I feel like that's a huge advantage for US fans because we are not accustomed to seeing greatness at this level, at least constantly. So it's definitely going to be great, a great thing for the sport. So I am glad that we finally get to see this.
Kenny Omega made Indies wrestling trend on Twitter when he was in New Japan. So he does have a semi-following in America because, but I do understand it's cool to see him like actually in the US wrestling more often than not. But no, this man made Indies wrestling trend. And this man, I always think about his greatness every week. It's just gonna be so beautiful to see him. See, this is what you look forward to. This comeback. This is the comeback people look for.
Listen. You are squeaking so higher than a mouse. Okay. Anyway, let me.
No. We're talking about Kenny Omega. We're not talking about comeback careers that failed and need to be reinvigorated. No. This man is the king of storylines. He is the king of wrestling.
Disrespectful.
I'm
my God.
Saying.
Really, you have to bring Taker into this? You couldn't just let it be?
This is our headliner. This is what it's like an essay.
Listen,
you always have to refer back to your introduction at some point, right? So
okay, look. Let me tell you something right now. Kenny Omega, yes, is the best wrestler in the world today. Yes, I don't mind him being world champion at all. I just want to see him fight Paige, a legitimate competitor against. I'm waiting for that.
This is
I'm waiting for that. Wait, hold on. Miss First Lady, I'm not finished because the thing what I'm about to say.
Well, technically speaking, you interrupted her, Ricardo.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what?
Her,
You're right. So. You got it. But I am so sick and tired of the Undertaker slander. It's fucking crazy. We're done with that.
Look at
Cut
that.
it out.
Look at that chest wrinkles. Anyway, no, honestly, I feel like I'm kind of torn between this Kenny Omega and Adam Hangman Page feud because it's been a long time for Hangman Page. Like it's been like he was supposed to be the initial champion, but I think that everyone in the elite kind of decided against any of them being the world champion because it's their show. So they wanted to kind of back away from that stigma of like, of course they're gonna get it because it's their show. They don't want to be a Stephanie and Shane McMahon or Triple H where they were just automatically in the limelight because of whatever. They really genuinely wanted to help build up wrestlers. So I am torn because Hangman Page did put in the work, and it's like, I feel like he deserves a title reign. But then on the other hand, I'm like, it's Kenny fucking Omega. Like, I don't know. I'm so torn.
So
hey.
Go ahead, Abba. Go ahead, bro.
I was just gonna say, like, hey, at the end of the day, going back to what you were just saying, Tara, that they both are going to have their own prolonged title reigns to be the world champion, to carry the company. They're going to they're going to have their own time for that. And for my money, I do think that it is Kenny Omega's time right now, heading into Full Gear. I think Omega is going to beat Hangman, and he's going to go on to beat Jon Moxley, because I'm looking at the rest of the main event scene, and like, who else is there? If it's not either Kenny Omega or Hangman Page coming out of this match as the new number one contender,
Honestly,
who else is it?
To build on that, I think Kenny Omega is going to literally show Jon Moxley why he's a mid-carder and not on Kenny Omega level.
I can't knock you for that. That's a
He will
fact.
humble his beginnings. He will humble his WWE beginnings right back into him.
I ain't gonna hold you. I might agree with. I'm agreeing with that.
And you know, to tack on to what you just said, Tara, there was a time, right, in the beginning of the young history of AEW, where we had a collision course between Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega. I don't remember correctly who won that exchange. I think it was Jon Moxley who ended up winning. But this is different. The Kenny Omega that I've seen then and now is different from than what we see. Well, than what we currently see now. You know, the Kenny Omega then was different. It's different to now. So there seems to be an evolution there. And to what Abba said about the match itself with Sonny Kiss this past Wednesday, the you know, expression on his face, you know, like, it just seemed like he said, literally, this is what I took from it: y'all must have forgot who the fuck I am. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to remind you. I'm going to refresh your memory, okay? Because I am the old great one. So, yeah, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. He's about to go on a tier that we have never, ever seen before. I think, honestly, real talk, what will make this even better is if he runs through Adam Page, okay? If Kenny Omega runs through Adam Page, I think it sends a huge message that, hey, listen,
I don't give a shit.
there are levels to this, right? I don't give a shit. There are levels to this. I'm here.
But in all honesty, though, he is, like, you know what I mean? There is literally no one that could do it like him. There's just no one. You know, people sometimes they go to wrestling and it's just a job for them. Like, people have lives outside of wrestling. This man literally breathes, eats, sleeps, studies wrestling. Wait, what'd you say?
Dolph Ziggler.
Oh, yeah. No. In all seriousness.
Comedy is my passion. I just wrestle to pay the bills. Levels, guys. Levels.
There is. And this man literally even when he games, he brings gaming storylines into his wrestling career. This man does this. No, he is this. Wrestling is Kenny Omega. That is the definition. And honestly, like, I'm so excited because I feel like it's like been a long time coming. It's been I feel like it's been 2 years, even though it's only been like a year and a half.
Right, yeah.
But
I want to back up to what Tara said. I think she's gonna like what I'm about to say.
Okay.
What?
You never know. So, but give it a
Okay. I think we could all agree, right? We haven't seen a talent like Kenny Omega that was so versatile since Shawn Michaels. Would you say that? Yes or no?
I think he's even more versatile than Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I never really saw Shawn Michaels as being, you know,
really
uber talented. But I've never seen it.
Okay.
I've just always seen Shawn Michaels as being, you know, the greatest performer I've ever seen.
No, I'm talking about I'm talking in terms of skill set, in terms of being versatile, in terms of all that. I'm talking about I haven't seen it since Shawn Michaels. Because Shawn Michaels can
Nah.
do anything.
Well, in terms
You know-
of skills, like you mean in ring skills? In ring.
In ring, yes.
Okay, yeah, then no. Like Kenny Omega is because here's the thing.
What do you think?
There's some things that Shawn Michaels does really, really well, right? And that's
Yeah,
played
okay.
the the haunted, right? He plays the haunted really well, right?
I like that point.
He's very reserved. I mean, he goes on offense, and he has a pretty good offensive arsenal. But what he does best, better than anyone in history, is play the haunted. Kenny Omega, however, can literally wrestle any style of wrestling that has ever existed.
Okay.
That
He can
is
be
true.
a brawler. He can be a brawler if he wants to because he has the body to do so, right?
Yep.
He can be a high flyer because he has the agility to do so. You name it, hardcore wrestling match. He's got it. He's easily one of the best at it. He doesn't do it, frequently, but he's easily one of the best at it, right?
Right.
So, we can anything like any wrestling match you've
Look at Tara.
ever actually
Okay.
seen,
Okay.
any wrestling genre that you know of, Kenny Omega can do that.
I
And
would
Shawn
also
Michaels,
say,
I don't think Shawn Michaels can be a brawler if you wanted to.
okay,
That's
no,
just
no, I get it.
No,
I
like
get it.
any storyline, like honestly, it's what I told you when we were talking about when there are levels, and you were talking about this whole MJF thing. And it is what I was telling you. This man not only made it his mission to, learn and study and do everything that can possibly make him the greatest wrestler, he went for trying to be the greatest wrestler in every single class that there is in wrestling.
You mean
Tag team.
category.
Well, yeah, category. Like he literally went for it, and you literally see his progression. Like he doesn't just come in as like a mid card or anything. He literally starts at the bottom, and then week by
To the
week
top.
builds up to what his actual like the title. He
I'm
makes
also
the title worthy.
I'm also going to give Kenny Omega credit because he gave us a chance to miss his old character for like a long period of time.
Yeah.
And now it's now flourishing before our very eyes, like as Kenny said, as the cleaner, and as there's like here's what I think it might happen. Despite Jon Moxley's champion or not, depending on how Kenny Omega will transition himself to get back to what he was back in New Japan, it might be obviously even better. He'll become the number. No, I'm just saying. No. I'm talking. Like I said, like I'm talking about. He's gonna elevate to another level that he was before in New Japan, but as the same person. But what I'm saying is, like, he will be. Well, I think he is right now the number one superstar box office attraction in AEW than Jon Moxley is as world champions. I'm talking about as Jon Moxley's best can't surpass Kenny Omega's best.
What?
When he's number one.
This is where you made a mistake.
no shit.
They're not
No shit.
even there is no comparison, okay? There is no best
There is none.
when it comes to Kenny Omega, okay? Okay? Like you see, Jon Moxley, no offense to him, has a cap, right? Kenny Omega's greatness, there is no cap. It's like his greatness is still like shooting up, like it's just there is nothing to really compare. Like his greatness is like maybe the same level of when Kenny Omega was 24.
I honestly think this might be Tara's favorite podcast episode because we never
I'm
talked
just
about
saying,
Kenny. I'm
saying
saying this is a compliment.
That's how good Omega was at
Sis,
24.
this is a compliment. I'm saying this might be your favorite podcast episode because we never talked about this highly about Kenny Omega in past episodes. That's what I'm saying.
We were
Right.
we were approaching that level, but nowhere. No, we
Isn't
clipped
it
that
just
shit.
interesting how KOs exude greatness? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yes. My
Shut
initials
up.
is KO. Kenny Omega's is KO. Kevin Owens is KO. I'm just saying, like it's there.
But you know what? Kevin
This is
Owens
what I should-
isn't even on the same level as Omega.
I agree with that. There are
like,
levels to this.
There is it's just this man. This is the comeback that we look forward to. This. You see this? This is the definition of gets better with time.
I think Kenny's about to I think Kenny's about to say what I'm about to say. In my opinion, I think that Kenny Omega is the Shanks in AEW. He reminds me of Shanks from One Piece.
No, this man is like Gold Roger. This is
I
like
don't know. He reminds me of Shanks.
he's the king.
Okay.
This man is.
Let's
I think
stop before
Shanks-
we lose Abba in this, okay? All
This
right.
is the
Go ahead.
I'm
That's a good
sorry.
discussion.
This is the Lord. He breathes. He
I'm sorry, I
breathes.
think he's Shanks.
I gotta give thanks to Kenny on that. Thank you, by the way.
He breathes, and people just bow down to greatness.
Okay.
Okay, that is what he is.
Another discussion for another
If
day.
there
for
is
the Final Things
royalty in wrestling, it is easily this man.
Club. It'll be a Final Things Club discussion for another day. I got you.
There is royalty in wrestling, and that would happen to be what I think Triple H and Stephanie, you and Tara. I mean you and Tara, Abba.
Yes.
Whatever.
Let's move on.
First lady, come on.
Let's do that.
Let's move on.
Okay. Finally. We're on our next subject. Let's do this.
I've been
So-
waiting for this.
Some background. The WWE on Fox account on Twitter tweeted out an interesting question for the public last week, asking who, in our opinions, is on our Mount Rushmore of promo skills in WWE history. You guys know where this is headed now. For those listening, you guys know exactly where this is headed. So let's answer that question. Who is on your Mount Rushmore of promo skills in WWE history? Kenny, go
Kenny?
first.
I want to hear
Well,
this.
Well, I'm not gonna go first just because Ricardo, you have like 10 people. You said that you have
The
to
thing
pick
is,
from. So let me
yes.
hear your 10. Okay, let me hear your 10, and then I'll
okay.
I'll
Okay, this is not in any order, okay? It's not in order. In the list, Stone Cold Steve Austin, CM Punk,
Okay.
The Rock,
Okay.
Kenny's man John Cena, Randy Orton, Chris Jericho.
I thought you were putting it at top 5.
No.
Okay.
He just wanted to hear my list. Chris Jericho, number 6. What was I about to say? I can't believe I put this in my list, but to be honest with you, he impressed the fuck out of me, so I don't really care. MJF,
Wow.
Ric Flair,
Okay. Okay.
the man that we all hate, but the boss himself, Vince McMahon, and the one and only Paul fucking Heyman.
Okay. So Paul Heyman, I think, obviously has to be on the Mount Rushmore, right? Obviously. Okay. If we're just talking strictly wrestlers, then obviously he's not. But let's just talk
Yeah.
greatest talkers of all time. Paul Heyman has to be there.
Okay.
And then I think
I-
that's where the list, the list, kind of blows open a little bit.
Okay.
I'll put Flair,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Stone Cold.
My
Actually,
man.
no. I'll remove Ric Flair. Because Ric Flair, listen, as great as he is, okay, I think some people have surpassed him in terms of talking.
Okay. So you got Paul Heyman and Stone Cold.
So I got Paul Heyman, Stone Cold, Rock, and
Rock.
Cena, rounding out my Mount Rushmore.
Okay.
So Paul Heyman, Cena, Stone Cold, and The Rock.
Kenny, before
ahead,
we
Alba.
continue
Go ahead.
on, should we do a case of like after we give our picks, our favorite, like
Oh, yes,
list our favorite
yes.
promos,
Favorite promos.
our personal favorites of
I got
those picks.
All right.
So my personal
Go ahead, man.
my personal favorites from Paul Heyman, anything that has to do about Brock Lesnar, I'm game.
Yup.
Okay,
My man.
anything. He's given, actually, my favorite promo of his was after Brock beat Taker at WrestleMania. That Monday Night Raw.
Mhm.
That Monday Night Raw when the world was in shock, when the world was in disbelief. Yeah, that was my favorite promo of Paul Heyman. But typically anything Paul does with Brock Lesnar, I'm game. Then Cena, when he cut his promo with with Roman, that was my favorite one. I'm still here because you can't do your job.
Oh man.
And I can do this, part-time better than you can ever do it full-time. Yeah, that was GG. Oh, also he had a feud with
Styles.
AJ Styles that
Mm.
I really, really, really loved. And then Rock. There's so many moments that's the thing with Rock and Stone Cold. There's so many moments right there, right? Austin, anything he does with the crowd, I'm game. Like it's fair game to me. When he does his what chance and the crowd eats that shit up. And then Rocky, shoot,
Lord have
that's
it's
a
lot,
tough
bro.
one, man. That's a lot. Why
Yeah.
do you do this to me, Abba, man?
I got you. I'll back you up.
I had to make this interesting. I had to.
All right, so mine's okay. Mine's is my man Austin. Obviously, that's not all the time. I got my man Paul Heyman. I also got The Rock, but I got CM Punk in my Mount Rushmore. I got CM Punk in my Mount Rushmore. For people that don't understand why I got CM Punk in my Mount Rushmore, let me educate the listeners and possibly viewers. There was a time when WWE was gone to shit, and I did not watch wrestling in between the year of late 09 to 2010, right? That was when after my boy Jeff Hardy left SmackDown, went to TNA. I did not watch WWE for almost a year until my man CM Punk came out with the infamous pipe bomb that's still true to this day, right? He was the reason that I went back into watching WWE, right? He is honestly this generation's Stone Cold Steve Austin, right? He even made a promo with Austin promoting one of the WWE video games, and that was must see. You remember that album?
Yeah, I do.
That was fun.
Like it was yesterday. It was
and
insane, man.
And you remember that same promo when they were hyping up the video game? Stone Cold was getting pissed, like he wanted to fight him, and that's what I love about a promo. But anyway, that's my Mount Rushmore. Now my favorite promos to help Kenny in terms of not thinking of one of The Rock. I got one right now. It literally popped into my head. I think it was one of the most funniest promos I've ever seen. It was when The Rock was in a rivalry with Billy Gunn, and The Rock was in a conversation with God himself, right?
Oh,
and he was Billy Gunn, and then he was like, chanting his video. He's like, "Dear God, my name is Billy, and I'm one king of the ring, but everyone still thinks that I absolutely suck, and this is God." And God was like, "Well, Bob." And then Billy Gates like, "But my name is Billy." God was like, "It doesn't matter what your name is." I was dying when he said that. I think that was one of the most funniest promos ever. I was cracking up. But for Paul Heyman, one of the promos, Kenny brought up a promo with the Taker. One of my favorites is with Kofi Kingston when he was promoting SmackDown. I'm paraphrasing, but Paul Heyman was like, "The devil, that's me, because my client Brock Lesnar lines up the victims like Rey Mysterio, like Dominic, like Kofi Kingston." I was like, "Oh my God, that was fire!" And with Stone Cold Steve Austin, come on, I don't have to tell you about Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's the in and of itself. That's like the god of mic skills right there. So I got CM Punk, I got The Rock, I got Paul Heyman, I got Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's my Rushmore.
Really like that list, man. As for me, my Mount Rushmore of promo skills in WWE history.
And be careful what you say. I'm watching you. Last time you were blasphemous. Don't be blasphemous on this one. Go ahead. And don't defend him, Tara. Oh, it's his opinion.
No,
Shut up.
I don't need any defending. But anyways, my list is I have The Rock, I have Paul Heyman, I have John Cena, and I have Vince McMahon.
Didn't I say not to be blasphemous?
Well,
What the fuck did I just say to you?
Well, he was part of your top 10 list that you just read out, so I thought, okay, he's probably cool with that.
What the hell did I
Wait,
just
hold
say?
up. Wait. Hold on. You don't have Stone Cold in your Mount
You don't have
Rushmore?
Stone Cold in your Mount Rushmore?
I knew I was gonna ruffle up some feathers, guys.
Wait. Hold up.
Are you fucking with me?
Hold on.
Are you fucking with me?
It's a Mount Rushmore, guys. I can't
Oh
put
my
any more than
God.
4.
Wait. You said Rock, Heyman,
Cena and Vince.
And Vince.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
Listen. First of all, Abba, you said you a grown ass bitch that don't need no
Oh
defending.
my
so
God.
as your man, I will sit this
Damn
out.
straight. Go ahead.
You don't have Austin in your Mount Rushmore. Are you serious? Stone Cold is not in your Mount Rush. Why? Why do you got Vince? Why?
Why do I have Vince? Because, well, I've been much more exposed to Vince McMahon as an in-ring promo. I have watched a lot more of his promos and segments. They're the ones that have stuck out to me the most.
Then Austin?
Well, he's not.
The
from
thing
our
is,
generation.
Austin. The thing is,
He's not
Austin.
from
The
our
thing is,
generation.
Austin.
Hold up. And
It's
Abba,
not even that.
I do get that it is your, it is your opinion and you have a right to it and you're definitely entitled to it. Okay. But here's where you lose me. The fact that all of this, right? All of virtually all promos that Austin has ever cut is online at the click of a button. It's accessible to you. It's accessible to you. The information that we have today on Austin and his promo work, right? And not to take anything away from Vince because he's definitely top 10 and he deserves to be on the top 10. But the creme de la creme, facts. If you, Abba, I can guarantee you right now, right? And trust me, I respect your decision to put Vince there. But I can guarantee you, if you knew, because you said you did say you're not exposed, you weren't as exposed to Austin as you were to Vince.
That's not to say I'm completely.
Design, right?
That's not to say I'm completely lost on who is Austin and
right.
So
no.
So
I do understand. I do understand that. But obviously, you're exposed to one more than the other, right? Is that fair to say?
Sure.
Okay.
And not only that, but Vince has given me more to work with in recent years. I'm just looking at it in terms of longevity as well.
Okay, so yes, Vince has had more longevity than Austin in terms of promo work, if you want to say that. But if you look right carefully and try to dissect the difference between Stone Cold Steve Austin and
the rest
and Vince, not even the rest, but Vince, bro, you'll see the difference. I can't even believe I'm saying this, but Vince over Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman is on my list.
He's on his name.
I'm sorry.
Over
Vince
Austin.
Over Austin. Come on, man. That's like
You were just
that's like putting Vince over Paul Heyman. It's sacrilegious.
Listen. In my personal opinion, the greatest feud of all time, and I wasn't even around when this was in its heyday, is Austin and Vince. That rivalry has made the company so much freaking money, given them so much exposure and given them so much attention from the rest of the world. To the point, and guess what? Austin played a humongous role, but he needed that one heel to work off of. And so did Vince in terms of a babyface. One is not perfect, complete without the other. And so why is it so blasphemous after all that Vince is close to Austin on the mic?
Let me explain. You are right that they needed each other. But I can make a legitimate case that Stone Cold didn't even need Vince.
I'm sorry, I disagree with that.
No, because you weren't watching. Because you weren't watching.
I don't need to have been watching at that time to know this.
Honestly, in terms of Austin, you do. Okay?
You do. You kind of do.
Because the thing is, let me ask, what year were you started watching wrestling legitimately?
2010.
2010. Okay, that's 96, 97, 98, 99, 2001, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's almost 20 years that you did not watch wrestling. Okay, Austin, in his prime, in the mic, was the closest person, him on the mic, other than Vince, was The Rock. Okay? Take out The Rock and Vince. Nobody touched Austin on the mic. Nobody. Okay? Look, Austin on the mic by himself doesn't even need help. He's
Hey,
one of the.
Abba, do you have Rocky on your list?
Yeah, hell yeah.
My thing is this: how can you possibly?
How do you have Rock but
on
not
there?
Austin?
Because
not
Rock is a
Austin.
better talker. Because Rock is a more captivating talker than Austin is, in my opinion.
What?
Well,
What?
actually, I will say that The Rock is like,
What?
but
I'm sorry,
but,
guys.
but,
Austin
but
has
Stone
better.
Cold is not that far behind.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
I'm not
Stone
saying
Cold
it's
is-
like it's
Stone
like
Cold
1
is
and
literally
2.
like Stone Cold and Rock literally go hand in hand.
Yep.
Yes, they do. They do.
Like
But
they
the
can't
thing
have
is,
one and not the other because they're literally
but like I said, yes,
right.
I agree. But the thing is with Stone Cold, based on what Abba said Stone Cold needed help. But I'm telling you right now, and
No, he didn't. Yeah, that's
he didn't need help. Stone Cold did not need help. Stone Cold was one of the few men in wrestling history that you don't need a script to write a promo. He can literally do it.
Real talk.
If anything, he actually carried Vince McMahon.
The whole thing. See,
He carried the
Stone Cold,
attitude era.
real talk. This man will literally walk out, say whatever the fuck he wanted, right? Not mess up even once. Not scripted, nothing.
You know how
Right?
great he is? Okay, you want to know how great he is? He had to retire because his back hurt from carrying the whole entire era.
Yup.
That's right. Exactly.
I never said anything. I never said anything against that. You guys know this. I just meant. Listen.
You
know what? He carried it. He carried the entire era on the mic.
On the mic.
He did it on the mic.
Right, but where's Vince McMahon's? Where's Vince McMahon's credit? Where's Vince McMahon's credit?
Yeah. Listen.
You act like Austin. You act like Austin was feuding with his
Time
freaking
out,
shadow. He was not feuding with his freaking shadow. He was feuding with Vince McMahon.
It looks. And you know what? Vince McMahon. Okay, you want to know the difference? Here's why. Okay. Stone Cold could cut a promo and Vince McMahon couldn't be there, and people would still fucking love it. Like it would be the greatest thing. Vince McMahon can cut a promo, and if Stone Cold's not there, people would be like, "Why the fuck isn't Stone Cold there?"
Right, and you know why that? And you know why that is? Because Vince McMahon is that captivating enough to capture the audience's attention, to get people to want Austin to come in and kick his ass.
Hold up, Abba. That's not the point. That's not the point. The point is, no one gave a shit about Vince McMahon by himself. He needed Stone Cold. Right?
Okay, and Austin needed Vince to establish himself and his badass character. Yes, he did.
See, Abba, get your notebook out again because I'm about to school you again.
Education.
Stone Cold
Here we
Steve
go
Austin
again.
did not.
Yes, here we go again.
Did not desperately need Vince.
I didn't say desperately.
To do
Go
anything.
ahead.
You know why? Because there was one infamous time, right? You guys remember this? King of the Ring.
Sir.
Right? The King of the Ring tournament.
I was gonna bring
one of my all-time favorite promos. Go ahead.
That was the moment Stone Cold Steve Austin was born. The moment of when he didn't give a damn. Because this is my time now. This is my era. That is when it all started. So for you to say, yeah, he just needed a fucking boss.
And if Vince McMahon,
he didn't need Vince
He needed
McMahon.
a boss.
And,
he needed
and
a
let
boss
me
to
tell
set
you
himself
something.
into the stratosphere.
If Vince McMahon was
Yes.
as captivating as he was, then when Stone Cold actually walked out and didn't give a shit and quit, people wouldn't have been being like, wouldn't have been like, where's Stone Cold? Where's Stone Cold?
Exactly.
Because immediately the day he walked out,
I'm so glad you brought that up.
anything Vince had was just dead.
Yep.
Exactly. I'm so glad you brought that up because when Stone Cold left back in early 2002, when
people
he left,
didn't care about wrestling anymore.
This is
A
about
shitload
mic
of
work
me-
too.
bro.
This is about
People
mic
didn't
work.
care. Whoa. Hold on a second, guys. People didn't care about wrestling because of how badly they fucked up the invasion storyline a year
No,
prior.
no.
It
Yes,
was
that's
because
when
No,
wrestling
no,
after
and
Stone
storyline.
Cold left.
That's when people turned down
No,
wrestling.
after
That's
Stone
why.
Cold left, there was no one freaking carrying that shit anymore. Like no one was
Nobody
carrying the show.
carried. Bro, Abba, and this is
What does
why.
that got to
and
do
this
with
is-
this?
No, I'm telling you why. This is why you need to understand. This is why you weren't born and have to understand about this. When Stone Cold left in 2002, the people that watched WWE, that wanted to watch WWE because of Austin, plummeted dramatically.
You can look at the ratings, bro.
It nosedived.
Bro, they
It
were drawing
nosedived.
like 6 point something, 6.1,
6 point
6 point,
something. Bro, it
compared to
went
like
back-
the
went to
1.1
six-
ratings that they're
Exactly.
dropping
Right,
today.
but I'm saying that Austin needed a dance partner. He needed someone
No.
to elevate.
You're right. You're right.
But
But guess what?
honestly, he could have done that with anyone.
Without
Yes.
exactly with
And
anybody.
would it have had the
Mhm.
same effect as it did
Yes.
with Vince?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Besides
Here's the
The
thing.
Rock,
Here's
it
the thing
had
you're
no
forgetting.
other effect.
Like,
Here's the thing
think
you're
about
Besides
forgetting,
The
Vince,
Nala.
Rock, there was nobody
but
else.
his greatest
Exactly.
feud.
Exactly.
No, you think about Vince, but his actual greatest feud is with The Rock.
Wait,
Are you
what?
out of your
No,
mind?
like I felt like when he was with The Rock, like I felt like yeah, him and Vince had something, but like Austin was just so captivating that he kind of transcended. Like he didn't need Vince. Like he could, like honestly, when you think about him, like
Oh,
I
I
don't
see what you
understand.
mean.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
okay,
it's like
okay.
like
I
it's
see what you mean.
with him and
Yeah.
Rock. That was really like
That's
I
the
felt
greatest rivalry of all time.
yeah.
That's an equal dance partner.
So
to
so
Austin.
for you to say Vince, it's kind of like no, Vince wasn't what made his career at all. Like when people think of it, it's like no.
Austin is
Oh,
not
and
known
sir-
for. Austin is not exactly well known for being the best wrestler of all time,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
Okay.
So he carried the whole damn thing with
On
his
on
mouth.
the mic.
With
On
his
the
promos,
mic.
his charisma, but he
Yep.
needed an opposite. He needed that evil boss who will do everything in his power to stop Austin and his mayhem. When he was in 97, in 98, 99,
Look.
2000, so on. Vince McMahon was that dance partner. That was the
Okay.
reason for success, besides Austin.
Look,
I'm
look.
saying that if not for Vince, besides The Rock, Austin didn't have those iconic, those generation-defining rivalries.
Well, let
Wait.
me throw this out at you. Hold up, Ricardo. Let me throw this out at you.
Go ahead.
He needed a dance partner, right? That may be true. Okay, let's just say yes, he needed a dance partner. Okay, let's just say that Stone Cold Steve Austin wouldn't have been, at least this big without Vince McMahon. Okay, 98, 99, 2000 passes, right? And at that time, right, he didn't need Vince anymore. Like at some point, yeah, he had a phase where he needed Vince, but at some point he surpassed that. He elevated himself to another
Yes.
stratosphere, right?
That's
He
right.
became a legend. Okay. And then all of a sudden, since he's elevated himself past him needing Vince, right? It also means that he's elevated himself past Vince. Which means if you're talking about strictly one of the greatest talkers of all time, you can't possibly put Vince up there because his
The
dancing
greatest
partner
talker.
has already elevated him. His
The
dancing
great-
partner has already surpassed him. There is somebody better than Vince at talking. And that was Stone Cold Steve Austin. Hence why Stone Cold didn't need him. If Stone Cold wasn't as good, or if he was any less than Vince, the
You know
fans
what
wouldn't
it
have
is?
ran toward him.
Okay,
That's why he deserves to be on the Mount Rushmore.
No,
over
you know
Vince.
why he's better? Okay, if you look at the Vince promos compared to the Stone Cold promos, Stone Cold, every single one of his promos hit. Vince,
Yes.
it's like
Hit and
it's
miss.
like some hit, some don't. I mean, he's not a bad talker, but his consistency is not on the same level as
Exactly.
Exactly.
And that's why I'm
And
talking
that's why
about
he
where
doesn't need-
Stone Cold surpasses him. Because literally when he came out, everybody was on their feet. And everybody was chanting,
Everyone.
what? Like he said anything at all, bro.
Dude, he had bad knees and came out with fucking knee sleeves, and people thought that was like the coolest thing ever because
Exactly.
it's fucking Stone
Awesome.
Cold.
Oh, and Tara, we did not hear your Mount Rushmore.
I didn't
Oh.
even finish mine, but
Oh my.
Oh,
wait,
I
you
thought
at
you
least
did.
at least
Did you? I thought you did.
let me
At
list
least the
my
moments?
favorite
Oh.
promos, yeah, from each
Okay.
of them. All right. So, and I'm glad that we were moving on. Anyways,
Oh no, no, no.
my
You
favorite.
have to get educated, bro. I'm sorry. You have to get.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
go
You know
on.
what's funny? I actually saw you guys scribbling something there, but whatever. My favorite promo.
You would have thought. Thought.
That was a good one. Yeah, go ahead, Abba.
Yeah, you didn't see me doing it. My hands are right here. My favorite promo from The Rock. This was easy for me, at least. There, but not to say that I'm discounting anything else, but this is the one that stood out to me the most. From The Rock is the segment he had with Randy Orton in 2004. If you guys
Okay.
remember this,
No, I remember
when
that. I remember
Orton
that.
when
That was
Orton
fun.
was on the when Orton was on the come up as Intercontinental Champion and part of Evolution, they had an amazing in-ring segment where Rock was praising Orton's history and lineage as a third-generation superstar like himself before tearing it all down completely.
No, you're fine. I'll go. Keep going.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened there.
You good?
Bashing his father and his grandfather and his grandmother by saying, "My family can kick your family's asses." Eric Bischoff came out to kick Rock out of the building, and Rock did, but not before bashing on him and tossing a line out there about saying, "No wonder WCW went out of business," which was just fucking hilarious. Hilarious. And then we see an extended promo, a continuation of the in-ring promo, as Rock was escorted out of the venue, interacting with other wrestlers in the back, Hurricane, Rosie, Trish Stratus, Molly Holly, the coach. He didn't hold anything back on those guys. And that is, honestly, I'm going to rewatch that promo as soon as we're done here. But anyway, because I'm just hyping myself up. But yeah, that is easily not easily, but it is my favorite promo segment from Rock. For Paul Heyman, well, this was another easy one. The in-ring segment at ECW One Night Stand 2005.
That's a good one.
One of my all-time favorite wrestling shows. Heyman came out before the ECW crowd and took in the adulation and admiration from the fans before turning his attention to the invaders from Raw and SmackDown. Going after Eric Bischoff and calling him a bitch, calling Edge out by saying, "Hide your wives, it's Edge." You know, referring to the then real life drama of Edge, Matt
That's
Hardy.
your boy, Tara. That's your boy.
Yeah. Look at the trouble he caused back then. The icing on the cake was towards JBL, though, with Paul Heyman claiming that the only reason he was WWE champion for a year was because Triple H did not want to work Tuesdays.
Mm.
And that was that. He killed JBL with that one-liner. No question. So that's my favorite Paul Heyman promo. For John Cena, this was tough, like Kenny said himself earlier, because there were a lot of choices, but I eventually did go with his own pick, the promo with Roman Reigns on Raw in 2017. In that contract signing further match at No Mercy that year, Cena held nothing back with Reigns, basically throwing out all the valid criticisms that about the Roman Reigns character we have seen at the time. Pulling back the curtains completely in the segment, Cena called Roman a cheap, corporately created John Cena bootleg. Money. Wasn't that what people were thinking at the time, like all of us pretty much? And Cena also mocked Roman for forgetting his lines while cutting his own promo, which was insane.
Oh man,
That was insane.
Never seen that done at live TV before, man.
Yeah. He ended the whole thing, of course, by saying that he can do this wrestling thing part-time better than he could ever do it full-time. That's all I have to say on that. That was insane. So that's my favorite John Cena promo. And for Vince McMahon, my favorite promo of his was the infamous "Life sucks and then you die" promo from 2000. Yep. Yeah, this had to be the one. He was out in the ring with the McMahon-Helmsley regime. Vince cut into the audience and the people watching at home that they are asking themselves why they can't lose weight, why they are ugly, why they are not getting things done their own way in their own lives. And that it is just not fair. Vince tears everyone apart by saying all these things and proclaiming himself and his regime as having everything imaginable, with the power, the wealth, the physique, and so on. And then, of course, who can forget how he ends off this promo? Uttering the phrase, "Life sucks, and then you die." So that's my favorite promo from Vince. And to conclude my Mount Rushmore, just to go back on it, is The Rock, it's Paul Heyman, it's John Cena, and it's Vince McMahon.
Tara, I want to hear yours.
I feel like we're gonna get some indies from here, so I'm excited. Go ahead.
No, actually, I think mine is going to be all E.
Okay.
So, no, actually, no. Let me see. I've had like honestly, like I really thought about this question from like when you told me to like now. So I've been like thinking, and I'm like kind of like going in
Do
and
not
out.
be blasphemous.
So for me, number one is Rock
Okay.
because I don't think he played a heel and a face so well, and on the mic he was just so good. And I would say my favorite thing from him is the Booker T rant.
Oh yeah.
That was hilarious.
Stone Cold doesn't follow far after that because it's Stone Cold Steve Austin, and I felt like every
That's
promo
right.
that he did as a kid was just so freaking great.
His aneurysms got me in trouble, got in detention. It was worth it. He taught me the middle finger. He taught me how to curse. He taught me how to be a man. That's why I love him.
Exactly. I mean, like honestly, there's really nothing short for Stone Cold. Same for Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman is going to come in right after because I thought about it, and Paul Heyman initially wasn't going to make my list, but then I really thought about it, and then I was like, this man's whole career is a mic. like,
Yeah.
like literally no
exactly.
wrestling. Like it's like literally a mic, and when he comes out, he doesn't even need to talk, and the crowd knows what he's going to say. So Paul Heyman.
Okay. Mhm.
And then my last one, I don't know. I really, really, really thought about it.
I'm scared.
Honestly, I'm going to give it to. Can I get a drum roll?
No.
I was gonna say Eddie.
Who?
Eddie.
Who?
Eddie Guerrero.
Okay.
Oh, Eddie Guerrero.
Okay.
That's an interesting one.
And the reason why I have to say that, remember his nighttime story?
Yeah.
That
yeah, I
was
do.
jokes. That was funny.
And then like honestly from then on, like I just felt like every single fucking thing that came out of this man's mouth was fucking wild. And the crazy part about it is like it's like what you were saying, like none of that was fucking scripted. That was just pure him. Like this man was fucking pure fucking comedy, but like at the same time, I don't know. It was just like I was like, I really fucking like Eddie Guerrero.
I can't knock that. I will never knock Eddie Guerrero.
I can.
Why?
Can you really?
See, here's the thing. Here's
Really?
the thing.
I can't.
Here's the thing.
I love Eddie Guerrero. I can't do that.
Oh.
I love Eddie
I
Guerrero.
felt like as far as mic skills, I felt like he was pretty solid.
I mean, yeah, it was pretty solid, but we're talking about the creme de la creme here. He better than CM Punk? You put him over CM Punk?
Honestly, yes.
Oh, whoa. I won't do that. I think he's nice, but he's not over CM Punk.
Now Ricardo has an issue.
Now, I do have an issue now. She said that. I got CM Punk at my Mount Rushmore. I got Austin. I got Rock. I got Heyman. I got who I said Stone Cold, The Rock, Heyman, and Punk. That's my Mount Rushmore, right? I love Eddie Guerrero. I love Eddie Guerrero. But as on the mic, he ain't better than Punk. He ain't better than Punk. I love Eddie Guerrero.
Look.
But
yeah.
honestly,
better
like
Punk.
close behind for me is clearly Cody Rhodes.
What?
Yeah, replace that. Yeah. Hold up. Replace them. Because I think Cody's better than Eddie on the mic. Easy. That's an easy one for me.
Do you put Cody Rhodes in your Mount Rushmore?
No, because the thing is, he's not better than Cena. I don't think he's better than Edge either. At least this current Edge that we've seen. I think Edge right now, he's on the tier like no other person we have ever seen. I think Edge is better than 99.999% of the wrestling industry today. The only person that can possibly hold a candle to him is MJF, maybe Chris Jericho.
Like the Mount Rushmore is like you said, Kenny, the creme de la creme. Your game, your impact, the credentials, aka the promos.
And I just
Right?
don't feel like do you feel like Eddie has the moments, like the real, like obviously like the championship win and everything like that comes like
Oh,
like the
yeah,
feel
yeah.
good moments, Eddie has it. But I'm talking about the promo work, the body of work when you're talking. He doesn't have,
He don't have
a,
that.
a better body of work than Edge or Cena, or or even
He
Cody.
does though. That's it. I'm
He
like, I don't
doesn't.
know. Like,
He doesn't. Unfortunately, he doesn't.
It's
I
not like
love
he's
Eddie, but he
good, but
doesn't.
listen, I don't think he was around enough at the top, right? At
Yes,
the
that's a
top,
fact. He wasn't.
long enough, right, to cement that. He was just getting started when he died, unfortunately. So like,
Yeah.
never really got to, like, So to me, he never actually, was at the top long enough for us to be like, oh yeah, like we could put him on the Mount Rushmore. But other than that, man, I think if he was at the top long enough, I mean, I think we had to stop the discussion about him possibly
Yeah.
being number 2 on the list of all-time great SmackDown wrestlers,
Yeah,
right?
we did.
yeah,
Yeah.
like I don't know. For me, I feel like the
that's
small
copy,
amount I've
but
seen, like
promo
I
work.
don't even think, but I don't think it was small. Like honestly, I really felt like Eddie's mic skills really was what made him kind of climb to the top.
It was more of his charisma more than his mic work. It was more of his
Yes.
charisma.
It was more of his
I would
charisma.
say
It
was
I would say
charisma
it's
coming
a
out with the
mixture
low
because,
rider.
like,
He lies and cheats. Whatever he did in the ring, right? The way he won sometimes, and his underdog mentality is what got him over.
Exactly.
It wasn't his mic skills that got him over. Eddie was a natural talker, right? But that wasn't his, the main thing that made fans gravitate towards me. It wasn't what he had to say. It's
It was
about
his
what he did.
charisma.
It
Yeah.
was about his actions.
Now,
no, I really felt like it was a mixture, and I really felt like, honestly, I would give it to him for like solid mic
all right.
skills.
I'm not knocking Eddie Guerrero. I'll fuck with Eddie Guerrero, but I respect your decision. But now,
And I respect your decision too, Abba.
I
Put
respect.
Vince up there.
No, I don't. But
But
I love all
whatever.
that.
How can you respect Eddie but you don't respect Vince?
Yeah, that's a good question. I was just gonna ask that.
That's the most asinine thing I've ever heard.
Like, I love Eddie Guerrero to death, but Vince, he's not touching.
He ain't better than Vince, right? Eddie's not better than Vince on the mic. What are you talking about?
I never said he was.
No, but you said you respected Eddie's pick, but you don't respect Vince. And I can't believe I'm sitting here defending the Vince pick, but fuck it.
Not because I think because he had Austin over Vince. No, he had Vince over Austin. I'm sorry. And that was my crux. Right? That was my problem. That's my problem.
At least Tara had Austin in her list, so
exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway,
you're not dead to me yet, Tara.
We have all of our.
But I stand by my Eddie Guerrero choice.
No, exactly. But we have all of our Mount Rushmore pick.
Man.
We have all of it, right? Now, as a collective unit, who is the wrestling hypothesis Mount Rushmore on the mic?
Okay, so the last pick, like the first 3 picks, we all agree, right? But the last picks, mine was John Cena. Ricardo, yours was CM Punk. How about yours was Vince, and Tara, yours was Eddie. Out of those four, who do y'all think, right?
Okay,
belongs on the Mount Rushmore with Paul Heyman, Stone Cold, and
The Rock.
I say it's clearly Cena because his body of work as a talker beats Eddie. It beats CM Punk because CM Punk quit while he was still at the top. Okay. And it beats Vince because while I felt like Vince was a great talker back in the heyday, I just don't feel like, his ascension at the top usurps that of John Cena.
You know what, Kenny?
Yeah.
I agree. Cena was in my top 3. I'd have to give it to him. He belongs on there.
You agree, Tara?
Yeah, I'm actually, yeah.
Okay.
All right. So the wrestling hypothesis, Mount Rushmore is Austin, Rock, Cena, Heyman.
Fine with that.
That's our Mount Rushmore on the mic.
Yeah, I think those are yeah.
And just to clarify everyone's Mount Rushmore, mine is CM Punk, Austin, Heyman, and The Rock. Kenny's, what was yours again?
Mine was Rocky, Stone Cold, Heyman, and Cena. Pretty much the wrestling hypothesis.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Right. Yours was
Rock,
what?
Rock, Cena, Heyman, Vince.
You wanted to say Austin so bad, didn't you?
Yo. And
Come on,
Tara's
man.
was
Austin would be number 5 if there
The
was
only
five
difference from
places.
Kenny
So
is
blasphemous.
Eddie.
do not be blasphemous.
Yeah.
Don't you ever put Austin at number 5. Ever. That nigga's
Cody's
top
my
is
number
number
five.
1.
You built some
Honestly,
heartstrings
Cody
there.
is my number 5,
Abba.
but it is so hard. Like I really don't even have like a number. Like honestly, it's my number 2 that there is no unequivocal order because like I mean
Right.
Rock I will always put as number 1 because Rock
Number
is like
one? Okay.
the standard. All right,
He would be number 1. He would be in my number 1 too.
and
I
then
see.
because think about it, like The Rock is just so it's
To me,
I
The
don't-
Rock is the only exception as number
Yo.
1.
No,
Yo, real
no,
talk,
but he
real
really
talk, real
is
talk,
number
real
1. There is
talk.
no one that does it better
Real
than
talk.
him.
Real talk. I just want to say this. That could possibly be true because the
Really?
first episode, yes, listen, the first episode of Friday Night SmackDown on Fox drew like a 5 million, viewership rating. Okay. That has never happened. Not even Stone Cold coming back can get 5 million people to watch wrestling again.
So,
I don't
okay.
see what's so hard with what I said the same thing earlier that Rock's better than Austin on the mic.
No,
Yeah, but the thing is though, Stone
Like, what
Cold
was
is
so-
like very closely behind.
Well, because right, well, exactly because the thing is this: Rocky and Stone Cold, it's like 101B. It's like Michael Jordan and freaking LeBron James. You know what I mean?
It's like here.
their greatness is virtually equal, right? Like it's they're sitting at the same dinner table. They're in the same Hall of Fame class. Like in terms of, well, not class, but in terms of the room that they'll be in. Like they're in the same Hall of Fame room. They're categorized as the same thing, right? If one is the same is in one Hall of Fame room, one is not going to be in the other with freaking Dolph Ziggler or right. Like there are levels to this. You know what I mean? When you walk into the Hall of Fame, Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock are in the same room. So we don't have any, like, I don't have any reservations with saying that Rocky's better than Stone Cold. I just think Stone Cold is the baddest talker in the game. Whoever
And
lived.
that's why you see Kenny.
Honestly,
That's why
Kenny,
Kenny's
right?
my guy. Bromance. You see, he feels how I feel. And
actually,
you
Kenny's
and Tara and Abba, you can have your Triple H and Stephanie moment, like whatever. But
No,
she can have that
I was
shit.
actually saying that Kenny agreed with me, but go ahead. Just give the real person props. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Yes, it was kind of like a yin and a yang, they just go together. It's like a vanilla and chocolate swirl.
Yes.
Soft
Wow.
serve. Okay. That is exactly what Rock and Austin are.
Okay.
They just go together. Okay. That is what it is. There's nothing that separates the two. You can't have one without the other. But that's pretty much what it is. So yes.
All right. Wrap it up, Abs. Wrap it up, Abba.
Yeah.
We'll do, guys. We'll do. And we'll end it there for this episode. Hope you all enjoyed episode 41 of Wrestling Hypothesis for the week. Be sure to follow us on
pissed me
Facebook.
off again, but I still love him though. He still pissed me off. Like the first Mount Rushmore was crazy. This one was blasphemous. But I still love him.
What was
bro.
even more?
And
What was
my
even
pick
more?
too.
What was even more blasphemous? My performance on the first one or this one?
No, bro. Which one? That's a good discussion. That's a good question.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
we're gonna have to
even
debate
matter.
that in the chat.
It doesn't
Let's debate
even
that in the
matter.
chat.
We're gonna debate that on the chat, bro.
Honestly,
shit.
it doesn't even matter because we discussed
doesn't.
greatness here today. You guys,
Yeah, that is true.
we
We
discussed
did. We truly
That
did.
is true.
greatness, which is this man right here, and his
Okay, yes.
the beginning of his reign.
Did you expect
But,
anything
look,
less, guys?
But like, no, I feel you. But like, the thing is, but for Abba, like he said three of the most throughout the history of WH podcast. He said three most blasphemous things. about not putting Stone Cold in Mount Rushmore, saying that Sami Zayn is in the Mount Rushmore of NXT, and saying that Finn Balor is a better NXT champion than Adam Cole. That was
I
the
agree with
top
that.
three.
I actually agree with that. So
That
You know
was the
what?
most.
You know what I
Yep.
should do? You know what I
That's
should
not
do?
Most top
blasphemy.
three
That is
You know
just
what I should do?
blasphemous shit
I
he's
should-
ever said.
Ricardo, hold on. You know what I should do right here? I'm gonna rechristen myself to Mr. Controversy. That's what's gonna happen.
What the fuck are you about to say? You know what?
That's
You know-
that's what my
you know
new
what?
name on the show
I'll
should
give
be.
that.
That is
I'll
a
give it to
name
you.
befitting of you, man.
I will give it to you.
That is
I'll
definitely
give
a
it to
name
you.
befitting of you.
That's right. That's right.
But
Oh, you know what?
either way of whatever was said on this show, nothing trumps this man right here.
Okay, all right, let's go, man.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right.
Let's go. I mean, I'm
Kenny
not gonna
Omega,
disagree
I'll
with
put-
you, but
Yeah.
let's go.
We're not
Yeah.
we're not gonna get into this
All
though.
right.
But yeah, like I said, be sure to follow us on Facebook or Instagram. I'm trying to talk over Terry here for any updates on the show, as well as on news reports on wrestling that you can find out through us directly. Enjoy. So until then, that is sometime later in the week, next week, for another edition of Extra Wrestling Hypothesis on the YouTube channel, I should say. Take care, guys. Enjoy your Halloween. So
Peace.
peace out, guys.
Later.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.